While on our debate today, I'm pleased to welcome Giovanna Fontana, Regional Finance Director for Southern Europe at ManpowerGroup, a world leader in innovative workforce solutions, connecting more than 600,000 people to meaningful work across a wide range of skills and industries. And also with us today, Leah McKelvey, Regional Vice President, EMEA region for Bullhorn. And us more about Bullhorn. We would like to know more about both of you. Thank you for joining us, first of all. Thank you.
Thank you. Excited to be here.
Great. So I will start very briefly. Giovanna, everybody knows Manpower, but a quick word about your business in Southern Europe.
Okay, our business is mainly focused on people management. So you can imagine how the technology could be important for us. And you have to take in consideration that digitalization is like a journey for us. But the company is a big company focused on different services. One is people management, increase the value, career management for all the candidates that could be helpful to develop the market.
And Leah, what about Bullhorn? So I'm quite curious to know what you guys do.
Thanks. So Bullhorn is the global leader in recruitment software. So we partner with companies like ManpowerGroup, who are looking to digitize along their journey to help serve both candidates in the job market, as well as those clients and employers that they're helping with their own talent needs. So we partner with companies like Giovanna as they are really digitizing their journey within Southern Europe.
Right. So Giovanna, getting back to what you mentioned earlier, so you said that companies need to digitize to transform. So what are the challenges that you see in that context?
As specified before, you start some years ago in digitalization journey. But in the beginning, we focus our attention on efficiency. Now, for example, electric invoice and something like that. Now, we realize it is more and more relevant to provide with technology and digitalization additional value to our client and our candidates, providing more services with more quality in a faster way. But in addition, also increasing our perimeter in our offering. Our clients want international solution, and our candidates want international career. And so this is the journey that we have to follow in order to be competitive in our market.
All right. So now getting back to the context, how has this crisis, COVID, how has it impacted the recruitment business? That's a question actually for both of you. What are you seeing on the market right now? Maybe we'll start with Giovanna.
Okay. In the past, we thought that we need to stay close to our candidates. Now we realize that with technology that we have, we really could work remotely because we have a lot of applications that could support us. And in addition, to verify the capability to work differently for our candidates is an additional value that we can provide to our clients. Because now, it became less important where you are in comparison or where you have to work due to the COVID-19 situation that forced us to work at home in comparison with before.
And Leah, what's some perspective from your perspective?
Yeah, building on what Giovanna said, we're really, given our unique position serving only recruitment and staffing companies around the world, as well as, obviously serving Europe, the impact of COVID was pretty drastic on the way we work, but the industry really was able to pivot quickly in order to use different ways of technology. You saw a lot of startups, even in bigger companies, starting to invest more in video technology, in chatbots, in things that gave them a way to connect in different ways. So as the industry looks to bounce back quickly out of COVID and work with different candidates in a different way, we're already seeing the acceleration of interest in technology so they can learn from that and continue to engage with their different stakeholders as well.
So a quick word maybe, Leah, and how do you see the contribution of big players such as Manpower on the market?
Well, Manpower, being one of the global leaders in our industry, I think is really setting a benchmark for other players in Southern Europe to think about how they then will also differentiate in their journeys with their different candidates or their clients. So if Manpower provides a way to offer more value to a job seeker or engage in a mobile way, or when they're in different work hours and just giving that accessibility, it introduces that as an expectation in the market. And I think that others are starting to think about how they also can provide value in different ways via technology.
Mm-hmm. And Giovanna, and I from what I understand is the aim behind this, it's this collaboration and support with startups like Bullhorn. It's key to work with startups like that.
Yes, absolutely.
For a player like Manpower.
Absolutely, because the technology in this type of situation is much more important, but is not enough. The important is to have the right technology, strong application, able to cover not only the core requirement, but also a high quality in terms of cybersecurity, but also the possibility to connect this application with other applications. Because at the moment, we have not to think that we can work only with one application. In order to add additional value to our client and candidate, we need to be updated, and so add the formal or the base application with additional maybe startup small application that could increase the value with additional services. Like, for example, references or some application to manage freelancer that work with Manpower for recruitment business, or other application that could increase the value of the main one, because they are more agile in terms of development, in terms of future thinking, and more faster in the implementation.
Right. And Giovanna, I understand that you are also helping startups to accelerate and by working together. Do you have a program or something like that?
Yeah, we have a specific project. Yes, we have a project that we are working together. It's very interesting because it's not only based on one country. As specified in before, for us, the scope is not only to increase the value proposition in a local country, but increase also the capability to increase our offering in terms of geography. So increasing and prepare our organization to be more international in the offering, and also in building the career path of our candidates. And it is the reason why we have to combine three things. Main application able to work with different languages. Don't forget that in Europe, in my organization, more or less, we have 18 different languages. Find a way to work with application that could work with all the countries in Europe under my responsibility. Of course, I'm speaking about my region, south of Europe. And in addition, update the application or include in this application this new small part of more functionality coming from the startup. But it's not enough, because the technology is very important, but we have to take in consideration different culture, different seniority in the digitalization. So the challenge in this project is also to find a common language. I'm not speaking about English. I'm speaking about to find a way to have the same understanding about the content of the words. When you have to build a common process, we need to be sure that the starting point is the same for everybody. This is one of the main challenges that we have in this project. The second one is the change management. We are transforming the organization. The project that we are having with Bullhorn is a transformation, a part of the transformation journey. And so the change management is very important. We have to combine technology information in order to give to our employee all the information to use the application, but also additional indication, because they have to be aware about the importance to move in this direction. Because when you change the organization in a strong way, you need to be clear with the employee that they have to put much more effort than the normal. And so it is the reason why the change management process is very important. We have to explain, to train, and to support our people, not only in the implementation, but also in the deployment and in the post-production, in order to be sure that the adoption will be full understanding and full distributed to all the organization.
Mm. Leah, so I would like to know how about how are you working with Manpower? How are you working together?
So from a global standpoint, we are working with them on their real core platform as they think about the differentiation in the technology is one part of it. Obviously, Manpower is doing a lot of great things, but really work with them on some of their recruitment and sales software. And then if we think about what Giovanna said too, one of the values that we see is the tech ecosystem continues to evolve and innovate so quickly is being able to work with so many different local providers and startups and local players that can integrate into our platform, whether we're working with Manpower or other companies, but really giving companies, I think Nikolai talked about a digital accelerator, giving them a platform that they could then continue to accelerate and build in different solutions. So as we think about the ecosystem and the vibrant startups that you have in Southern Europe, there's a lot of development specifically in talent technology and human capital technology coming out of COVID. So we're excited to see how that impacts the market more.
So, Leah, from your experience in Southern Europe, so what is needed to help small players, grow faster?
I think there's often a attempt to try to solve many different problems that maybe their anchor client or some of the early clients are thinking about, but we see some really big acceleration from startups that are solving really unique point problems within the customer challenges and doing that in a very specific way that gives them a unique differentiator to really then accelerate. And if you can then even integrate into some of the bigger platforms or the more core platforms, it gives you an opening to work with some of their other clients. So at Bullhorn, we are the global leader in this space, but we do work regionally with local marketplace partners in order to integrate and try to bring them into a broader solution with our clients. So I think finding ways to integrate and solve unique needs can definitely accelerate growth for some of these providers or these smaller startups.
Great. So just to conclude, both of you, any tips you'd like to share with young entrepreneurs watching us today? What would you like to tell them? Giovanna,
I think there are a lot of opportunity for young if they focus their attention not to creating big project, but looking in the detail, understanding where there is opportunity in the niche in order to find something different. Taking consideration that the market is going fast and we cannot spend 2 years or 3 years in implementation. We need like a quick win. So something that really could give you, even if it's a small additional value, is important. So don't think a project that need 2 years or 3 years of development, but something that could be clever idea, small investment, small increase, but something that really could be realized like an additional value.
Brilliant. Leah, the final word for you. You would agree
Yes,
with the...
I agree. I think it's not, I mentioned knowing the problem that you're solving, but being able to articulate the value that that brings to your client. So it's great if it's solving a problem, but is it really a problem that they want to pay for and they think is going to have a big difference?
Brilliant. Thank you, ladies. Thank you to both of you. Thank you for sharing, Leah and Giovanna. It was great insights, and thanks for your time today.
Thank you.
Thank you very much.